Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to back propagate in a neural network, or how to update the weights so that we can get the better output, or we can get a good output. Basically we will have a global minima when we will have a good output. So let's see how this is all going to work. But guys, this is not going to be easy for me to explain because I'm using a mouse to draw some things and it is not easy. But so please bear with me if I'll take some time to draw some things and explain you. So let me draw a very basic neural network. Okay, let's do this. We have two input, that is x1, x2. Then uh, we will have a layer with three neurons. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Then we will have another layer with only two neurons, 1, 2, uh, 1, 2, and then we will have our output layer. Okay, so this is what we have. This is our input and this is our output, and these layers are called as hidden layers. So hidden layers. Okay, so now, as I said earlier, that we had to update the weights. Okay, so let's suppose this layer is called as capital L. This is layer L. This is L plus 1, and this is L minus 1. So this is what we are seeing here. And yeah, one more thing that I want to say, that as we said earlier, that we are going to we are going to update the weights. So as these were the weights like this, and let me use another color for this part. Okay, I should not use this here. So we have to update all of these weights, and similarly we have to do the same thing with this. But what we have to do is, in this part, so guys, to find the to update the weight, so this weight is going to be, let's suppose this is going to be W weight for L, and yeah, this is going to be weight for L plus 1. Wait a second guys. So these weights, these are the weights that I'm talking about. Okay, so these are going to be W L plus 1, and the weights that is going to be here, I'm gonna call them W of L. So to update the weights, we have to do it in a two-way process. And why is that? Because in all of these previous slides, or in the previous layers, what we have is, so we have a Z value, we have a Z value, we have a Z value, then we have a value, that is the activation value, then again we have Z value, then Z value, A value, A value. Okay, but for this layer, what we have Z value, we have A value, and then we are going to find the loss. So that loss, let's suppose the loss is capital L, or let's say it is only loss. So that loss is going to be the original value, that is going to be Y minus A, that which is this value. So because we have to add this process, a loss is going to be little bit different for this. Okay, so let me just show, or let me just tell you the terms, and I'll suggest you that you make notes of this, because otherwise you won't be able to keep track of everything that I am doing. So we have to find four values basically. We have to find before that, let me also let me also tell you this. So uh, in logistic regression, what we used to do is we used to update our thetas. How theta 0 used to update and how theta 1 used to update in logistic regression is that we used to say that we are going to use our gradients, or we are going to find the derivative of them to get the correct output. So what we are going to do here is a similar kind of thing. Okay, now that is going to be, we are going to find the loss. So dl with respect to d wi comma j of lth layer. This is the first thing that we are going to find. Then we are going to find dl with respect to d b of l. Then we are going to find dl with respect to d w small l I j and dl upon dw, or not dw, dp and small l. So what I am doing here, I am saying that we are going to find the derivative with regarding the loss that we have. So uh, how this loss is going to be affected, basically we have to see that how this loss is going to be affected, and then we have to find the derivative for that. Okay, so let's talk about this part for the final layer, because I have said capital L here. Okay, for the capital L, or as you can see in this layer we have small l, so this small l is for this and this capital L for this part. Okay, so what I am saying here, I am saying that okay, my loss is going to be depend upon this activation value. I think that it is clear why it is going to be dependent upon this activation value. Okay, it is basically simple derivatives, or it is basically simply a differentiation. You should know differentiation, how differentiation works to understand all of this. So the loss is going to be affected with the help of activation function, activation value that we have. That activation value is going to be dependent upon the z that we have, and this z is going to be dependent upon the w values that we are going to have. So what we want to do is we want to find the derivative for all of this. Okay, we want to find the we want to find the gradient of all of this. So let's see how we are going to do. Basically we want to minimize the loss. Okay, so that's why we are finding the gradient for the loss, and this loss is based upon these values. This loss is based upon these values. So I hope that you have noted all of this down. Otherwise, I am going to rub it and it will be difficult for you to understand later. So now let's talk about this part first. Okay. So what we are going to have, let's talk about this part. So I said that okay, DL, that is the loss, and that is the main loss. It is going to be affected by DA. Okay, and I said that okay, this DA is going to be affected by D of Z. Okay, that is also good. Then we said that okay, this DZ is affected by DW. Okay, now let me also make a smaller diagram. So let's suppose these are the second last layer and the first this layer. So this weight is going to be, let's suppose, Wij. Okay, so Wi comma j. Then the output will be Zj, and then the activation will be Aj, and then we will get the loss. So this loss is dependent upon the Aj. Then J can be anything. If we will have this, then J will be based upon that also. Okay, so I hope that you know how differentiation works, and I've explained all of these kind of things very detailed in linear regression. So yeah, So this is going to be j. Now this aj is going to be affected by this zj. Okay, so this is also going to be j, this is also going to be j, and this z, this j is going to be affected by wij. So wi space j, that will be this also, that will be this also. You can say this is going to be 1 1 1, and this is going to be w21. So it is going to be affected by both of them. Okay, so now let's this is also called as the chain rule. We have applied the chain rule here. So now let's move towards the first part. Let's solve this. Okay, so the loss function that we are here have here is dl upon d of aj. It is going to be nothing but 1 upon m, that is the total number of examples, and sigma a minus y whole square. So this is simply what we are doing here, and the differentiation for this is going to be yj minus aj, or you can say aj minus yj, it doesn't matter that much. So this is going to be our differentiation, and if you don't know how we came to this solution, then please go and check out my linear regression series, in which I found out the differentiation for the MSE loss. Because what is this? This is nothing but this is the mean squared error loss. Okay, we are finding that, okay, we are saying that this is our output. We got the z value, we got the a value, and our original value is, let's suppose the activation value is 0.8, and we are saying that, okay, our y value is 1. So what we are saying, okay, 0.8 minus 1 whole square. So this is what a mean squared error is, and as I said earlier, I have explained all of this, so I'm not going to explain it again. Okay, so I hope that it is clear. The output is going to be yj minus aj, or you can say, let's not make this difficult, you can directly say aj minus yj. Okay, so I hope that it is clear that we have cleared this part. Okay, now let's move on to the second part that we have. This part. Now let's get into this part. Okay. So what is this? Basically, we are saying that, okay, we have a z value. So we got the loss up to a. Okay, now what we are saying that we have a z value. We are passing it through an activation function, or you can say we are passing it through a sigmoid function for right now. So for that purpose, that is how our z is converting into a, that we are passing it through a activation function. So let's suppose that activation function is sigma. Okay, that is sigma. So now the derivative of sigmoid, not sigma, the sigmoid function, sorry for that. So the derivative for sigmoid function is nothing but z j, and it is also going to be for j, zj multiplied by 1 minus zj. You can check on internet how to find the derivative for sigmoid function. It is pretty easy. Okay, now this part is also clear. It is pretty easy. We do not have to do a much thing here. Now what we have here, okay, let's see. So what we are saying here is that we have this final output which came from the previous layer, this, and we have wij. Okay, this is our output. So what we are saying that we got the loss up to z, and now what we are going to do is, so how we got the value of z? We had to multiply z with the activation value of this. So this activation value, I hope that it is clear. I told you that the activation value of this is going to be the input for the next layer. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to multiply it like this, wij is going to be multiplied with a of L minus 1, not L minus 1 but L plus 1, because so let me show you. So you can say basically this is the previous layer. So let's suppose this is L plus 1, this is the previous layer. Okay, so we are saying that, and we are saying that okay, multiply it with I, because this is the I, this is the J, I J. Okay, so we are saying that multiply it with only the ith values that we are going to do, that I will be 1 and here it will be 2. So this is what we are going to say, and what we will say that okay, our output is going to be nothing but, when you will find the derivative of this now, then it is going to be nothing but a of L I yeah ai L plus 1. So for the lth layer, it means for this layer, we are going to find all the values of I. So this is what we are going to get. You can check on internet how to use the derivatives, or how to find the differentiations. I'm not going to explain that because that is going to be too much in this video, but I am hoping that in the future I'll make a video to show you how guys derivation is done. But this is basically totally maths topic, so you should have a like pretty basic idea of how derivation, or not the derivation, how the derivatives or how the differentiation works and what it is used for. Okay, so now as we have settled that okay, we are going to get a minus ai L plus 1. So now guys, let's add the whole equation that we will get from this part. Okay, so from the first part we got yj minus aj. Okay, this is a j. Then from the second part we got the sigmoid function on derivative, that is going to be zj. You can convert it later, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, and this is going to be a I L plus 1. So this is the output that we are getting from this, and you can save this part, as nothing but like this. So you can consider it, you can use this part as with this name, and then it is going to be multiplied with ai L plus 1. And similarly we have to find it for this part. So let's squeeze it in here. Okay, so this is going to be the same. So because how it is going to work, let me show you. This part is going to be the same, this part is going to be the same, and only this part will have an effect, and that part is also going to be dzj divided by d of bj. Okay, dzj with respect of on this, and let me just clear this area, it is getting a little bit messy. Okay, so dl by daj, then it is going to be multiplied with dj by djz, and then djz is going to be dependent upon it is going to be dependent upon dbi basically, and this part is going to be nothing but this is going to be 1. And now if you'll ask me how this is 1, and then it is 1 because what do we say, yeah, so this is 1 because we have find the derivative of this, and I think that this I is not going to be I, it is going to be j. Yeah, so as you can see here in this part also we have this, so we can just consider it like this. Okay, so this is what we have find out up until now. This is our gradient basically, and when we will multiply this or we will get this. So what we have done here, if we use this value, okay, this value can be used to update the weight matrix. So how this can be used to update the weight matrix? Let's suppose in linear regression, what we used to do is theta equal to theta minus uh, minus delta of j of theta. So this is what we used to do, and this is nothing but what we are doing here. Theta is nothing but the weight matrix. We want to update the weight matrix, and then we are going to multiply it with this minus equal to, yeah. So w equal to w minus, and what is this? This is nothing but the gradient, and what this is what we have find here. So this is going to be dl upon d w I j l. So this is how we are going to update our values. I hope that it is clear. If not, then please go and write all of this down to understand, to have a better understanding. And I will also try to upload the notes that I have created, but I don't know whether they will be helpful for you or not, because like I have made them in my own style, so I don't think people will be easily able to understand them. But I will upload all the notes that I have also. And in this part, basically what we did is we found the gradient for the last layer. Now in the next video I am going to show you how to get the gradient from the layers that are hidden. Okay, so from the layers that is between like, okay, so we have this input, then we have this layer, then we have this layer, then we have the output. So we found the way that how to update this weight matrix. Okay, but now we have to find the way to update this weight matrix and this weight matrix like this. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in the next video, and I think that I might even split this video into 2-3 parts because it is a very long video. So guys, this was it for this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.